Alright, Shalom. It's the brother Amon from the GMS Charlotte camp. First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone that rule well and that taught me this truth. And I want to say peace, love, and salutation to all the brothers that's out there pushing the truth on the four corners of the earth, trying to wake up the elect. Alright, Shalom. So, I want to do a lesson on, how before we came into the truth, that we were pretty much, dead bodies, man. We was dead spiritually. And so, this lesson kind of been on my mind for a little bit, so I've been wanting to do a little video on it. So I'm gonna just hop into it. I'm gonna start off in Revelation 11 and 8. It says, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord is crucified." It says that their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, because first of all, the dead bodies is talking about, it's not talking about actual dead bodies. It's talking about our people, man, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. Because spiritually, we are dead, man, because we lost our heritage. We didn't have the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. When we was on the planet, man, until now, until the Lord put the Spirit on us to actually get this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding back. Because before, when we got brought over here in slavery, we knew that we was Israelites, but after we got brought over here and we started to serve our captivity, man, the Lord put the Spirit on these devils to beat it out of us, to strip of our heritage. So we lost all that. That's why it says that their bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. And it says that's how you know you're talking about America, because America is spiritual Sodom and Egypt. Because you look around, all America has is transsexuals, homosexuals. Sodomy is pushed on a high level here, and then you can automatically tell this is spiritual Egypt, man, because all you have to do is just look at your dollar bill, man. Your dollar bill, see, it shows you it's a pyramid on the back of it, man. That's how you know. And you got the obelisk throughout the United States, man. The Washington Monument being one of the most prominent ones, man. This place is spiritual Egypt, man. So this right there lets you know that this scripture is talking about America. It says, where our Lord was also crucified. And how was our Lord crucified, man? By them putting up the image of Caesar Borgia and saying that that's our Lord, man. Because the so-called white man, that's not the color of our Messiah, man, of our Savior, Hamashiach. Yahushua was not a so-called white man. He was a so-called dark-skinned man that came from the tribe of Judah, man. As it tells you in Hebrews. So that they crucify our Lord by putting that image up and having our people bow down and worship that image. Okay? So it says, and they as a people, and they of the people, and kindreds, and tongues, and nations, shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to put in graves. And it says all the nations, all the other nations that's on the planet, man, they knew that we was the true people of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. They know we're Israelites, man. And it said that they shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and that's talking about 350 years, man. Because from the 1620 up until 1970, man. That's when our people was really in that dark, in that dead state, man. And these heathens were up in arms about that, man. They was rejoicing over that, because I said the people, we were totally mentally, spiritually, and physically destroyed, man. And we had no way over that. So during that time, that's when they was really thriving. They knew they had us defeated, man. Okay, so it said that that it says they shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves, because that when you look up that word suffer, it says to allow. Because when you put something to when you bury something, you putting that person's body to death, or it's like you putting that person's body to rest, man. So if you're not buried, and you're not at rest. So spiritually, let's talk about how when we woke up to this truth, we was at rest now. So the heathen wouldn't allow us to be at rest, so they left our body unburied. So that's the people not knowing who they are, man. Our people are searching for the truth, man. They're pretty much like a walking zombie, man, looking for that spirit to fulfill that emptiness they have right now, man. Cause they're yearning for the truth, but they don't have it, and that's all because of these heathen, man. Because they all came together under one accord and hashed out this plan, starting with the so-called white man, who is the biblical Edomites. They all came together and they destroyed us, man. Okay, they didn't allow us to be put to rest, man. But through the spirit Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he put his spirit back into us, man. He put us spiritually to rest, man, because he gave us back what we was yearning for, man, which is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right, so we know the truth now, so we're at rest. But the other people that's walking around, that's of the Israelites, man, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, they're not at rest because they haven't been buried, man. They're spiritually still dead, man. They're not buried. They're not put in the grave. So it said, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth. Right. That's what I just said. How these heathen, they rejoiced over us being in that destroyed, dead state, man. So they was sending each other gifts, like it tells you in Joel 3:3, which I'm gonna get, matter of fact, real quick, because they all came together and had one goal in mind, which was to destroy us, man. Which, Salaki, before I even get Joel, I'm gonna get Psalms 83 just to back up how I told you that they all came together. Alright, this is Psalms 83. I'm gonna start at the top. It says, "Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Hold not thy peace, and be still, O Yahweh Shem Yahushua. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head." Right, our enemies made a tumult, man. They all came together under one banner for one goal, and that was to just totally destroy our people. It says, "They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the nation of Israel may no more be in remembrance." And they did that just there, man. They took the name of Israel out of the earth, man. When they destroyed our people, man. When they conquered us, they stripped us of our nationality, and they pretty much put us in this dead state that our people are in now, man. It says, "They have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee." They have consulted together, man. They all came together. And it's going to tell you who's the culprits. It says, "The tabernacles of Edom," which is a so-called white man, "and the Ishmaelites, who are the so-called Arabs, of Moab," which is the so-called Chinese, "and the Hagarenes, which is the tribe of Ham." It says, "Gabal and Ammon." And Ammon is the so-called Japanese, and Amalek, which is you so-called Jewish people, because y'all aren't the real Jews, man. Amalek is them Khazars that call themselves the Jews, man, but they're not the real Jews. And the Philistines, and with the inhabitants of Tyre, which those are Hamites, man. So that right there just gave you the whole rundown of who our enemies are, man. They all came together and took the name of Israel out of the earth, man, because they knew that we had them under subjection when we was up at that one time, man. Because it tells you in Revelation that they were tormented. So they were tormented because of two prophets that dwell on the earth, and them two prophets were symbolic of the northern and southern kingdom, man. Because at one time, man, we ruled the earth and had all the nations under subjection, man. And it's gonna happen like that again when the Lord raises us back up, man. When He comes and puts us back on high, it's gonna happen all over again, man. But this is just to prove that how the nations was trading us for as gifts, man. They were giving us away as gifts. This is Joel 3:3. It says, "And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink." Yeah, we were gifts until these different nations, these freaking heathen, man. They was trading us off for gifts, man. Look, they was trading little boys for sex slaves, little girls for sex slaves, trading us for watered down wine, and all these type of all this BS, man. We was a commodity to these heathen, man, and they rejoiced over that because they had us defeated. And it says, oh yes, okay. Let me get limitation too. This is her further to drive this point home, man, because they had us totally destroyed, man, and they knew. So that's why they rejoice at us, man. This is Lamentations 2:15. It says, "All that pass by clap their hands at thee, they hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem," man. Man, like they look at us and just like, man, these people are the people of God, man. These are the Israelites, these niggas, these spicks, and these Indians. These are the people of God, man. That's what they say when they see us, man. Saying, "Is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth, saying, they say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day we look for," right? Because these heathen plotted on us, man. They plotted against us to take us down, to have us under their feet, because they wanted to rule over us, man. Because they knew that we were the true people of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. But they had problems with us though, so therefore they didn't want us to be in rulership, so they took us out, man. That's that hatred that all the nations have for us, man. So they totally destroyed us. And so that brought us back to it talks about in Revelation, man, that those dead bodies, man. Those dead bodies that you see every day. You go walk out, man. You see a nigga that's bugged out, you know, he taking all these different drugs, man, just to cope with itself in this defeated state, man. Our people went into all these different philosophies, different religions, all trying to find the truth, man. They're dead, man. And that's how you know, because I'm gonna go ahead and just get this Proverbs 21:16, because this is how you know our people are dead. It says, Proverbs 21:16, "The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead." So that right there proves that our people were dead. We were dead at one point too, man, but with all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, He put His spirit back into us, man. Woke us up out of that dead state and gave us life again, man. Therefore, us having this gift again, man, we go out there and wake our people up, man. All through the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. That's what we're supposed to be doing with this word, man. So it says, Revelation 11:11, "And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them." Right. It said after 3 days and a half. That's that 350 years, man. Because from 1620 to from 1970, that's when Abba Bivens, Lord put the spirit on Abba Bivens to start preaching the name of Israel, putting that name of Israel back in the earth, man, and started to wake up our people. So that right there lets you know that prophecy right there came to pass already, man. It said, After 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear was fell upon them, because that us being put that spirit of breath from the Lord being put back into us, that right there lets you know that we're coming back, man. This is us being raised back up, and you can prove that because, like I said, we was in that dead state at one point, but the Lord is raising up certain men to come back to the living. And this is Ezekiel 37, verse. We'll start at the top. It says, "The hand of the Lord was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones." And that's the same thing as going back to Revelation 11:8, where it talks about the dead bodies shall lie in the streets, man. And it says, "And caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry." Right, because we were in that dead state, man. The Lord put the spirit on Ezekiel and placed him in that valley of the bones. That's pretty much how he did with us too, man. Like the perfect analogy I can put for that was, when you watch the movie The Matrix, and after they saved Neo from some out of the Matrix, he got so-called unplugged or whatever, and Morpheus put him in that simulation where it was him and Neo walking through the little simulation, and you had all the people, and they was telling him not to get thrown off by, like, I think it was that woman in the red dress, I think it was, because nobody else knew that they was there, so they was just walking through and just watching all the people. And that's pretty much how it is in this truth, man. Us being taken out of the Matrix, we walking our everyday lives, man, and we just see all these dry bones, man, these dead bodies just walking by, living they everyday lives, man, not knowing what the hell's going on, man, not even a clue of who Yahweh Shem Yahushua is, don't even know what an Israelite is. Now they starting to know who Israel is, because you can't contain this information no more, but they don't have the breath of life in them, though, man. So they're still dead. Alright. So verse 3 says, "And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, thou knowest. Again he said unto me, Prophesy unto these dry bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord." And that's what we're doing when we go out there to the highways and byways and preach this word. This is what we do when we make sit downs like this, man. Any way that we can help push this word, this is exactly what we're doing right here. Prophesy unto the bones, and tell them to hear the word of the Lord, man. And this verse 5 says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua unto these bones, Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live." And that's what he's doing when he's waking us up, man. He's putting that breath of life back into us, and causing us to live again. Verse 6, "And I will lay sinews upon you, and I will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am the Lord." Right, because the Lord's taking us from that dead state, putting from us being bones, he's putting that skin and that flesh back on us. So therefore, we're living again, man. Spiritually, we're whole again, man. That's what the whole process of us coming into the truth again. We're getting that life back, man, because we're spiritually dead before that. But now, since we got the truth back into us, man, the Lord is giving us life again. And that's exactly what's being described in this verse. Because spiritually, we're coming back to life, man, because we was dead spiritually. And just to back that up, this is John 6:63. It says, "It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life." Right, because, we, for the simple out there, we all have flesh, we all have skin and bones, but, spiritually, this truth, this word is spiritual, man. Spiritually, that we're getting life again. Because that's why I said it's the spirit that quickeneth, man. The flesh doesn't profit nothing off of this word, man. But the spirit is being renewed when you get this word, man. The Lord wakes you up to understand this. You're given life again, man. Because it says the words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. So you being able to receive this truth, this is you getting life again. And I believe the brother had told me about this, going to that word quickeneth on the blue letter. Give me 1 second. Because us being able to get this word is pretty much us being equivalent to having spiritual power. This is us getting life, man. So this is important for you to understand how vital this truth is, man. All right, it says, look up that word quickeneth in the blue letter. That's Strong's G2228, and it says the second definition says to cause to live, make alive, give life by spiritual power, to arouse and invigorate, to restore life. So this right here, this truth, man, is heavy, man, because us getting this word, man, is us being brought back to life. And this is vital. You gotta keep saying that, man, because this right here, we never had this word, is us beginning to have that spiritual power, man. Because the average man doesn't have this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and the average man cannot have this because they're spiritually dead, man. They're carnal minded. They're carnal, man. You know, and it says that to be carnal minded is death, man. And so our people are dead because they're not spiritual. But to jump back to Ezekiel, it says, verse 6, and I will lay sinews upon you, and I will bring up flesh upon you, and I will cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and you shall live, and you shall know that I'm the Lord. So us getting that breath of life back into us is us getting the spiritual life back, man. Having this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and also knowing that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah is our power, man. Our power and no one's other power, and the things that he's telling us is to prepare us for these times, man, and ultimately just to know everything to know and to understand everything that he's telling us, man. So this is heavy, okay? So jumping back to Revelation 11 and 11, it says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Right, and that great fear is that's talking about how these heathen are afraid now, because they see that the Israelites are waking back up, man. They see that this truth is spreading through the four corners of the world, and they can't do nothing to stop it. They know that us coming back to our power, which means we're gonna eventually get that top spot again, man. We're gonna come back and rule this world with a iron fist, man. And just got a couple precepts just to land back off of that, man, because us being dead at that one point and them seeing how defeated we are, they was in a joyful state. But now that we're getting raised back up, these nations are starting to tremble, man, because they know that it's about up for them, man. This is Baruch 3 and 4. It says, O Lord Almighty, thou power of Israel, hear now the prayers of the dead Israelites and their children, which have sinned before thee, and not hearken unto the voice of thee their power, for the which caused these plagues cleave unto us. Right, so it says that the Lord is going to hear the prayers of the dead Israelites. Now, you got to be spiritual and really think upon what that said, man, because the natural man would be like, yo, how's the Lord going to hear the prayers of the dead, man? But That's how you know it's talking about the spiritually dead, man. We're coming back to that. We're coming back to life, so we're sending them prayers up to the Lord, and He says that He's going to hear those prayers and hearken unto us, man. So that right there is help further bring that point home. But just to go into how these nations are terrified, man, because you read 2 Thessalonians. It's like not 2 Thessalonians. James. Where's James at? Yeah, James 2:19. This is how you know that the nations are afraid. This is James 2:19. Thou believest that there is one power, which we all know is one power, who is Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. Thou doest well. So we doing well by knowing that that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is the one and only power. But it says the devils also believe. Right, these heathens also believe that the Lord is real. But it's really talking about these devils, these fucking Edomites, man. Especially starting with the elites. They also believe and tremble. Right. So these damn elites, they know that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is real. And they tremble because they know that once the Lord comes back, He's gonna put a hurting on these heathen, man. They know that payback is inevitable, man. So that's how you gotta realize of how the magnitude of this word, man. These devils have tried their hardest to keep us in this dead state, but the Lord's will be done, and it's happening right now. His elect is being woken up, and this truth is being pushed on the four corners of the world, man. Our people are waking up all over the world, man. The confusion of faces are coming into the word, man. They're being spiritually brought back to life too, man. I said you got different nations that you know are Israelites through the Spirit that are proclaiming the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. A so-called you got a so-called Filipino that knows the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, so you know he's not a heathen, man. He's openly proclaiming the name of the Lord. You got different brothers from wherever, man. Holland, Russia, you name it, man. There's brothers everywhere, man. And they're waking up to the truth, man. Proclaiming Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and doing the work. So these heathen are afraid of that, man. And so this right here is gonna put the nail in the coffin, man. That's how you know that we're almost out of here. And these heathen are scary. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5:2. It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. So far are they long for, because they're troubled with terrible fear, because the beginning of our salvation starts with us coming back to this word, man. Us being woken up to the fact that we're Hebrew Israelites, that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is our power, and that He's going to come back and rescue His people, deliver His people from this hellhole, and destroy this place with thermonuclear fire and the fire from His the angels' chariots, man. So all the knowledge of this is the beginning of our salvation, and ultimately our salvation is going to be us getting beamed up in them chariots, man. So brothers, we gotta keep pushing, man. Stay diligent. Pray to the Lord for more faith, for more courage, for more endurance, man. Pray to the Lord for anything, man. Any and everything, because everything is vital, especially dealing with this word, man. Pray the Lord to give you more knowledge and wisdom and understanding, because that's the only way we're going to be able to sustain ourselves in them times, man. Alright? So, Abaratazah, man, this was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. And peace, love, and salutations to the elect brothers out there pushing, man. Hey, keep pushing, and we're going to, Lord willing, make it to the end, man. Shalom.